Good morning, Port St. Lucie. Welcome back to another episode of PSL Daily Download, your first stop to all things real estate in Port St. Lucie. Today is April 22nd, 2024. Happy Monday. Hope you had a great weekend. We're going to dive in, go over inventory. We'll touch on rates. We'll look at the market and share what's coming down the pike this week. I'm kind of excited. I'm working on a couple things, so I'll get to that in a minute. But first, let's jump on inventory. I'm going to change it up just a little bit. I'm going to look at Friday's versus today's numbers versus yesterday. Obviously, it being a weekend, things may move in a skewed way, but I think from Friday to today will give us a better gauge on what's going on. So let's try that. So Friday was April 19th. So we'll look from April 19th to April 23rd. All right. So April 19th, we were at 2,252. And an increase to 2,298. So about 44 properties, if my math is correct. So that's a sizable, and it's a trend that not only has it been this month, this year, really, if you look over the last year, the market, the inventory in the market has increased. Properties under 375 increased from 544 to 561. Properties above 375 increased from 1706 to 1735. Properties with a reduced price increased from 640 to 650. And properties that are currently listed for rent increased from 369 to 378. So, obviously I'm being redundant with the word increase, but as we can see, all buckets increased from Friday. It's a normal trend. Doesn't really tell us anything. Sorry, I'm getting a notification here. If I could just get that out of here. All right. Nothing's out of the ordinary. This is the busy time of the season. This is spring buying season. A lot of people think about upgrading, downgrading, moving, getting ready for the new year come next fall. So they start planning now on putting their house on the market again. Increases inventory, and then they start looking for a new place to obviously move to. All right, let's jump into rates. This is our Mortgage News Daily's daily rate survey. This is as of, again, Friday closing, or the last business day, in this case Friday closing. These are not today's rates. These are not the rates I'm offering you, and I'll kind of give you an idea of where we may be here this morning. But Mortgage News Daily has their rates as of Friday on a 30-year fix at 7.44. That increased 0.01% from the open of Friday. They have the 30-year fixed rate FHA 6.92. That's an increase of 0.02%. All right. As of this morning, I'm already getting rate sheets come in, and it looks like we did get an increase on the rates. So the pricing increased roughly about 0.12 or 12 basis points on the pricing, not on the rate. Just want to make sure I clarify that. I'm going to have to make a video because I think most people may not know what I mean by that. So I'll do a video to explain that a little bit better. But it's up, which is kind of the bottom line. Let's look at U.S. market news. This is again, my favorite little chart. Kind of looks at, tracks what I like to look at. And that's not it. So it's up here. All right, here we go. That's better. So for those of you that follow the market, I think the S&P was down like 6 days in a row, after being like 6 months in a row going up, some crazy number. So we're starting to see a kind of a correction in the market. Let it be a little. I don't know if it's going to end or not, but I know some things are changing. It being a new quarter, there's going to be new corporate numbers coming out. So that may change the market. Also, corporate buybacks. And again, this is big companies obviously buying their own shares. That also moves the market. So those things are going to be playing a factor here in the short term. So I'm not sure what's going to happen. I'm not a financial advisor, but I do like tracking this. And for those of you that don't track this, I highly recommend it because there's a correlation with the market and really a lot of things that not only in business, but in our personal lives. So definitely recommend that. So in saying that, I'll just touch on the S&P because it's been down, like I mentioned. It is actually currently, as of this moment, it looks like it's up 6.24 points, which is 0.13%. All right, so let's go to the US 10-year Treasury yield. It's at 4.623. That is up 0.008, an increase of 0.173. Again, it's almost like a par. It's really not too much movement, but we'll keep an eye on that, especially this week. Speaking of this week, we have a couple things that I'm working on. I'm gonna try to get you guys part 2 of the video I made with Mindy Hackett. And again, I'm getting a notification here, so bear with me. All right, so I don't know if that moved there, but anyway, I'm going to be working on finishing part 2 of the interview I did with Mindy Hackett, a local realtor here in St. Lucie County. I thought it was a great video. I'm going to put the link for you over here, I believe here, but you'll see it here in a second. And I'm going to be working on finishing that up. I'm also going to be working on getting some content going over the Martin County and St. Lucie County March market report. Okay, which here I have the snapshots right there. So I'll be going over that. I just printed that out. I haven't even looked at it, but I'll be doing that today and digging in a little bit deeper. And that kind of goes over what inventory has done month to date or year to date, those kind of changes, so we could follow that. And then Friday at 8:30, don't forget core CPE. The report comes out, and that's usually posted at about 8:30. So that'll come out before I actually make my video, hopefully on Friday. So I'm kind of excited to go over that in the market. Again, sometimes these markets create some volatility in the market, let it be in mortgages or in the stocks or these indexes, right? So we just have to. Sorry about that. I don't even know if I had that shield in front of me the whole time. So we just got to see what that report comes out. And again, whenever these reports come out, I personally, and again, I'm not saying this is going to happen. I'm not a financial advisor. I don't know nothing about this. Let me just clarify that. But I expect usually right before these reports come out or shortly after they come out to have some volatility. So we might see some movement to the up or downside. So we'll see, and it keeps us busy and engaged in our business here with mortgages. So other than that, I hope you found some value in this video. If you did, please click that like, the subscribe button. I'm really trying to grow this channel, so anything that you could do to help me, I'd appreciate it, and you can start with that subscribe button. All right, other than that, I hope you have a great Monday and a very productive Monday, and I'll see you tomorrow.